Hey, welcome everybody to today's webinar. We're excited to kind of bring you the news that we've got a new mode of operation that we've just launched called the Rapid Ready. And so really what we want to do is a couple things is just kind of give you a brief overview of what's going on with that, how it works, and then Eric's going to walk you through actually how that configuration itself works, just so you can see exactly how simple and quick and easy this thing is. So as we kind of look at into this mode, really what we started seeing is that we basically live and breathe and play within the heavy industries. Your water, wastewater, your oil and gas, your mining, dredging, material handling, overhead cranes. We do a lot of factory floor, autonomous equipment now, power and energy, and into the ag world. Wireless is really become incredibly prevalent. It's no longer kind of that fringe technology. It's now an essential component of the whole overall edge-to-edge connected network architecture. And when we kind of look at that connected model, really it's a matter of kind of really four pillars. You've got the things out in the field, your devices. This could be your PLCs or your drives, cameras, just whatever is out there that we're needing to connect to. Then, of course, the biggest piece is connectivity. And then what we have with that is because ultimately we want the data from that, but data itself really doesn't do a lot until we can turn that into information and do some analytics to it. And so what we started seeing as this new connected model has really kind of taken over is that it's required new advancements within the wireless itself. So now we're getting things like mesh networking. We're getting redundant routing. We've got twin bridge technology now. We've got IIoT and Wi-Fi being brought into these networks. We're dealing with mobile roaming. We're doing high-speed roaming. We've got increased cybersecurity. There's now a lot going on, and a lot of times this can seem a little bit daunting and a little bit complex to try and configure. So really what we wanted to do is to give you the proverbial easy button in which we wanted to make this quick, we wanted to make it easy, and we wanted to make it basically simple. So as we kind of look at that, that's really what we came up with is what we called Rapid Ready. And really what Rapid Ready is just a way of doing a very simple setup to create these self-determining automated mesh networks. And they've got built-in redundancy. They're self-healing. They're very scalable, so it's very easy for this to expand and grow as the years go by. And it's something we exclusively built for the ESTeem Horizon series. So as we kind of peel back the curtain a little bit and see what exactly is going on, what we see is that each and every horizon in the network, and when it's configured in this Rapid Ready, is simultaneously both listening as well as beaconing information about who it is. Now, one of the big advantages of this is that to add another node, simply we configure it the same way, and it listens and beacons and can be added into a network, whether it's at the same time or down the road in a matter of years. It becomes very, very scalable. So once these beacons are heard, really what we start looking at is that we start looking at all available Rapid Ready links are identified, and then they're analyzed. We want to know what each one of these consists of. What this is going to then do is that we're going to establish a complete mesh network, right? And it's going to be prioritized. So you can see we're going to have both the primary links, backup links, those self-healing routes to give us that viable and incredibly stable network. Okay, so when we look at Rapid Ready Link, this is something that we're actually sending out. It's in all new radios being shipped today. Now, if you've got existing radios or Horizon radios out in the network, this doesn't exclude you, but really all it takes is we've got to download and update the firmware on any of those ESTeem Horizon radios, and that can be found up on our website itself. Once that firmware is downloaded, basically it's a very simple configuration that we're going to go through. And I'm going to actually turn things over to Eric, and he's going to walk you through just how easy and quick this is to get configured, and so that you can be prepared for when you're ready to do this. Eric?
All right. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Kind of excited. I'm going to first share my screen real quickly. And as you can see here on my main screen, what we're actually looking at is this is the home page for a Horizon 5.8 gigahertz. This works on any one of the Horizon radios we have out there. It's available today, as Dan said. You can download this firmware or any new radio that you purchase. This mode will be available. What you can simply do is to make the Rapid Ready go. It's just another mode of operation within the radio. So if we go to Setup, we just simply now, if we hit the down arrow, we see that Rapid Ready Link is now a mode of operation within the radio. To make this Rapid Ready network, we select the Rapid Ready link, set next. The next page is just going to be simply the IP configuration for the radio. Every radio still, of course, have an IP address. You can either have it a fixed address, or if you're running a DHCP client or server, we can support those too. Once we enter the IP information, we really have three main areas that we need to enter information. The wireless information, what we're going to be doing as far as client access to it, and then finally, the Rapid Ready information. The wireless information is very simple, and what you're going to do is you're going to basically copy this information for all radios that are in this network, which is going to be the bandwidth and the channel are really the most important parts for it. The next key is going to be the name of the network, or the SSID, because all devices or all radios that are going to enter this Rapid Ready mode need to have the exact same SSID. Once that's set, we can then determine, is this, because what we're building here with the Rapid Ready is the backbone. This is actually going to be the wireless canopy for either the Wi-Fi networks in the 2.4 and the 5.8, or even the canopy for mobile devices, Steam mobile devices. If you're not going to be using any mobile clients in the networks, it's very simple. You just hit the button that says off. It'll turn off all that configuration. And then finally, the last thing we need to set is what type of Rapid Ready passphrase are we going to be using. Can either run Rapid Ready in AES 128-bit or 256. And every radio that gets shipped will have a default, a randomized passphrase. If you want to use that, that's perfectly fine. Just keep in mind that exact passphrase will need to be the same in every radio that gets put in there. So if you're going to use the first radio's randomized passphrase, it needs to be copied into the next one. The smarter move here is to actually change this into something that's a little more usable. Let's just say that we want it to be a Steam test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or some number like this, just something that's easy to remember. That's all that's actually required from it. Once this passphrase is entered, we can hit next. It's then going to ask us the information about the radio itself. In other words, what name do we want to call it? It's not necessary to put it in there, but you can actually put it by location if necessary. Once this is all done, you hit commit changes. That's all that's required for programming for it. Not to oversimplify it, but what this mode is all about speed. It's all about getting your network up and operating as quickly as possible. The only thing that's any different about it is when you look at the wireless status, I've got a Rapid Ready link already established between a pair of radios here. And so what we're seeing here is that if you've used the radios in the past, it's no longer going to show up as an associated station or a peer. It's now going to show up as this Rapid Ready link. And all the other radios that it can see are tied into this network will be shown here by their MAC address, name of the radio, and also the signal strengths for it. You can also gather this network information from the Horizon Network Manager, the monitoring section of that. You can pull this information through SNMP or Modbus TCP. So the key things to keep in mind is to get another radio. If we wanted to add a new radio to this network, all we need to do is you can just simply go back into the setup, select Rapid Ready, enter the IP information for that radio, copy the information that we had so the two radios are on the same bandwidth, same channel, the same SSID, and of course, then our Rapid Ready passphrase needs to be the same in all of them. Once that's done, that new radio will be discovered into the network, as Dan showed you before, through those beaconing information. It'll be joined in, and it now will be part of this mesh network. It's just that simple. So again, the key things, we need to make sure our radio information is the same, our SSID is the same, and our passphrase is the same for all of them. Once that's done, all the radios will come up, and quite honestly, meshing could not be simpler.
Thanks, Eric. And you know, it's kind of Eric went through there. It really is just that simple. It's just a matter of four things that we need to configure in common: that channel bandwidth, that frequency of use, the SSID, and that encryption passphrase. So we're glad to be able to offer this out to you guys, and we hope that everything is as rapid and easy as we've designed this to be. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. There's kind of the different ways you can reach us is through email. You can give us a call, or you can chat with us up on our ESTeem website. And so with that, um, I thank you everybody for joining. And if you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call.
Thank you.
Thanks.